Tonight on Podcast Them Down, all the most metal teams folded in the XFL.
Podcast them down.
Hail Metal Nation, it is I, Tim, that's Doug, that's Matt. We are continuing to look at the UFL, the United Football League, which consists of what's left of the USFL and the XFL. We are deciding, we are rating each team for its metalness. And we have been through all the active teams, and I have already stated the aforementioned hypothesis. All the most metal teams folded, except for St. Louis.
Except for St. Louis.
So,
God bless.
Yeah. So originally when I wanted to do this episode, I just wanted to only do the XFL, and I found out that half the teams folded and it merged. And who cares about spring football? No one. That's who. So
Not me.
I wanted to quickly go through and make sure we rate the rest of them so we can figure out which division is more metal. The current XFL, the current USFL conferences, or the folded USFL, or the folded XFL. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what this has all been about the whole time. That's right. I tricked you into rating these teams so we can rate the ones that don't exist. So, folded USFL 2023 teams.
It was what the hell? Wow.
I know. We're going to start off with the New Jersey Generals. And it has wheat leaves or whatever around the 5-star general that a 5-star general would wear. The 5 stars. Like picture Eisenhower. This looks like the pin that's on his uniform there. I don't care for the way they wrote generals in the sweepy font.
This is all a poor person's idea of what classy is.
What are you saying, Doug?
They wear this along with their stretch pants that say classy along the ass.
Classies.
Good.
Played in the Meadowlands, of course.
Yeah, I think this is the fairly metal, though. I mean, better than the DC Defenders.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it a 5.
Is it a 5? I'll give it a 5, one for each star. Yeah, it's a 5.
It reflects the sensibilities of its owner or minority owner. And in a way, it gets it a 5.
Yeah.
All right, next, the Philadelphia Stars.
Wow.
Now, this was a team from 2023, not 1964. So,
shit, but you can stars, you gaining some downs.
I mean, that's
it looks like it's trying to be futuristic in an old-timey way. You know, like, the space shuttle is going to have its first launch today, and the Philadelphia Stars, the new futuristic football team, is coming to town.
It's like the futuristic world of 1997 presents the Philadelphia Stars. I don't like that only the bottom of the star. It's kind of, the top of the star kind of ruins the 3D effect.
It does. It does. It's so missing the traveling through space effect.
Yeah.
Like in The More You Know.
Yeah, so that's a little weird. It's a 6. It's a 6.
I agree. It is a 6.
So the team, there was a Negro League baseball team called the Stars.
Did they have this logo?
It had a star, believe it or not.
Wait, slow down.
If the colors and everything is a little incongruous, they never played a single game in Philadelphia.
Maybe
they played in Alabama and Detroit.
That's like the Grays played in Hagerstown.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Baltimore team played in College Park in Baltimore. I actually kind of like this. It's a 6.
Ooh, 666. That's a good score.
Yes, that's a good medal.
All right,
score.
now we're getting somewhere.
Whoa.
The Pittsburgh Ballers.
Holy fuck!
And it's got a shadowy construction worker, complete with construction hat, about to smash something to shit with a sledgehammer, and it's all styled in the style of the Steelers, I would say.
But that also looks like the wrong way to hold a sledgehammer. I mean,
right.
I know
He's going to dislocate his shoulder. He's going to get hurt. and you don't maul with a sledgehammer. You smash with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, he needs a maul.
You know, I like how inconsistent this is, yet how it's violent and manly for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you point out that's not the proper way to hold a sledgehammer to smash something, you're going to be called like a name that the Pope would throw around. Like, that's not a fun thing to hear.
This
looks like if you handed Donald Trump a hard hat and a sledgehammer.
I can maul the best. I'm the best mauler.
Oh man, and the way the yellow is unbalanced.
Yep.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
This is the concept of a team where their claim to fame is they put fries on their sandwich so they could get back into the coal mine faster.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, fries on the sandwich sucks. but it became a Pittsburgh thing, so they gotta keep doing it. They're like, yes, it's awful, but it's ours, so we have to keep doing it. So
Pittsburgh
this is
numbers
terrible.
plummet.
Now, as you know, I don't reward mediocrity, but that being said, this is a 7.
You're right. It's a 7. An unwieldy 7.
You did.
If I didn't, it's a 7.
All right. Next is the New Orleans Breakers. So this, I think they stole their logo from like
Ocean City, Maryland.
No, I was gonna say like the like local small aquarium that only has a touch tank.
Yeah,
maybe
I can
they
see
used
that
to
too.
have otters, but they died.
Oh,
So it's like,
Atlantic City Aquarium that closed down an indeterminate amount of time ago.
yeah. So it's got a wave. It's a circle, and in the circle is a wave that reminiscent of the Atlanta Hawks logo, but it's the wave is about to crash onto a seagull, and there's nothing threatening about this whatsoever.
no. It looks like a nice day.
Yeah. This is not metal, but I'm not angry about it. It's just like this is Anathema, the band, you know. But
Dave the Wave was their mascot.
Wow,
this is a
that's
2.
Impressive. I do like how the letters of Breakers are broken up with these like random little lines. That seems more like a hockey gimmick to me than a football gimmick.
Oh yeah, New Orleans Icebreakers is a perfect perfect SPHL.
Exactly. It's too nice. It's not metal. It's a 3.
This gets nothing right, but I don't hate it. Even the chill kind of colors, it's a 4.
All right.
Huh.
Next, the Tampa Bay Bandits.
People in hoods in Tampa Bay.
He's not wearing a hood. He's wearing a cowboy hat. And he's got a scythe, apparently.
Oh, huh. That's interesting.
Too much hemming and hawing.
I don't know what to say.
No, this has the Indiana Jones font.
It does.
That
Okay,
horse,
yeah.
that
right.
horse is mid prance. I don't care how angry he is. He's frolicking. All right.
Wait a minute.
You know,
Isn't that the horse from the other team?
It might just be a zoomed out thing of the horse from the other team. But, you know, this is metal in a cartoony way. I'm going to give it a 6.
The 86 logo is better.
It's so
Phantom-ish, actually. It's a 7.
It's a 5. I mean, he looks too much like he's running away, and that's not very metal. It's like,
well, maybe he just stole the Reaper's scythe or something.
Maybe.
All right. Now, let's move on to the folded XFL teams. Now, this is where where I think it's really going to pay off, because these are the teams I really wanted to review. Starting with the Seattle motherfucking Sea Dragons.
I can't think of a better Seattle team or logo than this, and I will never not think so.
I think, you know, in an alternate universe, the Seattle Kraken, the NHL team, would have been the Seattle Sea Dragons and would have had this exact logo.
I like how it's just like
it's a sea serpent that's breathing fire, and it's in the shape of an S, and it's oddly pointy.
Like,
so they could have this, the orcas, and the sea dragons, or the Kraken.
Yeah.
There's no reason to call themselves the Sea Dragons except they're doing the Seahawks thing. It could have been the Seattle Dragons so easily, but I like the pedanticness of the Sea Dragons. This is amazing. This is a 10. This is a solid 10.
Wow. I wasn't going to go that far. It's a 9.
I would like to be the contrarian, but I can't. Even the weird font choices and the Seattle being too small all just works. It's a 10.
How do you feel
about Carpenter font?
Now, how would you feel about the Vegas Vipers?
Whoa.
These come to, like, they're just fangs.
It's like the depiction of the woman's reproductive system.
Yeah,
I know, it's awesome.
The Vegas wombs.
The Vegas wombs.
Malva?
This is an 8. I think this is the teeth coming down out of the thing, and you got V's all over the place, and it's pointy and abstract and evil.
And they just don't give a shit about the letters. Like, that's just amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
Is it too conceptual? Like, it's very proggy. I would.
He's got us there.
Yeah, is this
disagree?
It's cool.
It doesn't really work on the helmets.
It doesn't really work on the logo. It's just audacious and fun.
I like that it doesn't work, and they went with it.
Well, and they wuss out on the Vipers on the uniforms. They do it in more traditional fonts.
I'm going to give it a 7.7, but the first 7 is backwards, so it makes this little thing.
What's your score?
They just have 2 colors officially. It's a 7.
All right. Next, the Orlando Guardians.
What the fuck is that? Is that a gargoyle?
Know, that's what I like about it. Is it like the missing link after a saber-toothed tiger?
It's like the Nashville.
Why are the stripes discontinuous?
It's the Nashville Predators' grandpa.
Is it a gargoyle? It's feline-ish. So once again, it looks like the Carolina Panthers, but what animal it is unidentifiable. Does it have ears? We don't know.
Maybe.
Why is its fur the same color as its teeth? We don't know. Its eyes are glowing green, so that's pretty cool. Like, this is the coolest thing in Orlando.
Hands down. Hands absolutely down. That's an 8.
To that end, I will give it a 7.
It's an 8 from me.
Yeah, it's an 8. They nailed it.
All right, now I had to put a couple teams under uncategorizable.
Uncategorizable?
Yes, because all right, the Houston Roughnecks, which we talked about, were the Houston Gamblers. Okay, in the USFL, there was a different Houston Rednecks in the XFL, but they folded. Okay, so the Houston Gamblers became the USFL Houston Roughnecks. Now that the XFL Houston Roughnecks don't exist anymore. And I need all this because Houston Gamblers sucks. Houston Roughnecks suck. But they just moved into their shell of a brand. And I think just doing that is very metal. Like how there's 2 Venoms and how there's 2 Soulfly, not Soulfly.
Skipjacks.
There's like 4 Rhapsodies. You know, it's all these
I see what you're
bands
doing.
just like existing next to each other. You know.
Well, and we will stay oblivious to our own history, but the Orioles were not. They assumed an older Orioles. That was a minor league team from the early 20th century, if I recall.
What I appreciate about the Houston Gamblers is that they show you where Houston is.
That's true.
You do need that. Yeah.
That's good for geography, you know.
Yeah,
all
so
tucked
Texas
away
is
down
in
there.
the negative space of this G, and there's a big old star over over Houston and probably Dallas and a few other cities that are hours away. But you know, whatever.
I mean, it's unfortunate because I feel like Houston Gamblers is a good name. It's just been ruined by this logo. Sad.
And there's a different logo too. It's not really better, but it is
Different.
Yeah. So are we rating something?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is this
yeah.
just,
This will get a score as well.
which part?
Yes, all of it, the whole situation.
Like the process.
So is it the transaction that we're scoring?
Okay, well, any of these would get a 1 or a 2 from me,
Right.
but the fact that they crawled into this empty husk of a brand, I think, is pretty metal. So I'm going to give this whole situation a 4.
Situation. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 as well.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Pantera.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Pantera?
Yeah.
No.
We don't-
Why
apparently
did
don't have a
everyone
problem
forget
with
what
that.
Bill Anselmo did? What? Why is he allowed to still? Anyway, I see we were drinking white wine. It's like, shut up. Stop making music. Go away. You haven't been good since 91. All right. And then finally,
What?
I had to include this one.
What the fuck
Right.
is that?
This is the logo for the Los Angeles, and I'm not kidding, Wildcats.
Who are we gonna beat?
The Wildcats. Who are we? The Wildcats. I just wanted to put the Wildcats in here because it's the worst name. They got the worst logo. Like, what is happening? It's an L and an A, and they're kind of penetrating each other, I suppose. They're both oddly pointy and curvy at the same time. And it's
Yeah.
trademarked. Someone paid thousands of dollars to protect this intellectual property.
I mean, this looks like a gang tag,
Yeah.
which I
it's
guess it probably
terrible.
should be.
This is a 1. I just wanted to rate it.
I don't hate this.
No, I don't hate it either.
I do.
It's not an incredible, but it's not bad. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8.
5.8. Sorry, I was over enthusiastic there.
It's a 6. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at, and it's
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what that is.
offensive to my senses, but I like the devil tail. I like the double. They're not double penetrate. They're each penetrating each other.
They're
Which is not entirely natural, as has been defined in the past, and not taking a position on things. Yeah, and the points. Yeah, there's something going on here, and it is kind of metal. It's got kind of retro colors, though. It's very.
But it also looks violent and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like if you're walking, like Doug, if you're like just driving around on your e-bike, and then you go into a neighborhood and you see one of these like painted on a wall, it's time to turn around because you've gone too far past the Alameda swap meet.
Yeah, wards of acid. L.A. Actually. Yeah. Okay. 6.
Okay. The results are in. That was the last one.
Woo!
What the fuck? We're not scoring the old Baltimore team?
Okay, so I only did the leagues that folded in 2023.
I see.
So when they merged, whatever teams existed for them. So Baltimore, in case you forgot, has a championship team.
Yep.
That has won many real Super Bowls and not just in the spring. So
And the Grey Cup.
we don't need to dig up the past in this episode. That's a different episode.
So we don't need to talk about the Washington Federals.
We can do that. So I did want to do defunct teams because we do need to discuss them. But
Baltimore Stars.
Whatever you do, don't look up all the old USFL teams because there's been like a gajillion of them.
Okay. All right.
Wait, Bird Stadium. We canceled that, right?
We did do that.
All right, so I'm going to give you the top 12 teams that we have. So this includes the folded, some of the folded teams, but below the fold, we have DC Defenders, Los Angeles Wildcats, Houston Roughnecks / Gamblers, Michigan Panthers, New Orleans Breakers, and the lowest score is the Houston Roughnecks now. All right, so your top 12, starting with number 12, score of 5, New Jersey Generals. Tied for what I guess 11th place, 3-way tie. It is with a score of 6, the Tampa Bay Bandits, the Philadelphia Stars, and the Birmingham Stallions. At number 8 is the Memphis Showboats with a score of 6.667. Tied for 7th with a score of 7. Somehow is the Arlington Renegades, even though I gave them a 1.
Wow.
It's because you both gave them 10s for some reason. I'll have to go back and listen to the tape why.
There's a rigged aspect.
Yeah,
that's
true.
If I recall.
And the Pittsburgh Maulers is the other team. Okay, so top 5. San Antonio Brahmas with 7.3. Vegas Vipers with 7.56667. Orlando Guardians with 6.6667. Sorry, 7.6667. Sorry, so there's so many sixes to throw around. 2 is the Seattle Sea Dragons with a score of 9.6667, tied for first place with the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Man.
Also a near perfect score of 9.6667. So the conferences, the current USFL is the least metal conference. The folded USFL teams were more metal than the USFL.
That seems right.
More metal than both of those is the current XFL, and to the surprise of no one, the folded XFL teams are the most metal teams in this group. So they folded all the metal teams and we're left with crap. And that was my hypothesis. And now we have the data to prove it. So let's co-author a paper on this now.
All right. I can't wait.
Well, they canceled Vince McMahon. then all the teams folded that were metal.
That's what happened. You
In
lose your
2003,
medalist guy.
23? I don't care about the history. I was just noticing all the good teams are gone. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time.
Say your line. Good night and God bless.
Seattle Sea Dragons are a good team name.
Cast them down.
That's just like that J-Town thing that I don't think is funny. I don't think it's funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny
And
at
then
all.
they like triple down on it and do it for years.
Yeah, they kind of fucked up.